Oh, sorry. Are you recording?
I am. I think so. Indeed.
This is To Wit, a podcast for women in tech doing life. I'm talking too soon. Oh man, you guys, it's
Making my heart hurt. Ah.
do you want me to do that again, or we just
No.
continue on?
I mean,
Oh,
we
no.
know who you are.
I'm me, and you're you.
Anyways, moving on.
I feel sort of validated today. Not valid, that's the wrong word, but I don't know that I texted you about this because I was going to talk to you. So I was off today and tomorrow, and my manager messaged me and said, "So I did a bad thing."
Oh,
And
go on.
I think it's funny because so basically, she, in attempting to help me focus on my project, in attempt to manage my time the way she needs my time to be spent, she tried to do something herself that involved a new community and in a QA sandbox. And fun fact that I learned that I've never done it before. I know you add profiles to communities to give access, but you also can add permission sets to communities.
Ooh.
And what that does is give everyone access to that community that also has that permission set, which, if you haven't disabled the intro email, also emails them that they have access to your community. So it was I mean, it's not funny, but it is, right? And I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. So fun fact, like what you wanted to do was give the permission set to the users and not to the community.
Didn't know you could do that. Lesson learned.
Yep. But also I was like, yep, you just emailed hundreds of people accidentally. Welcome. You're now an awesome admin, right? Like it happens. I was like, we literally have a spot about it on the podcast, and everyone has at least one answer. So, you're not alone.
Oh my god,
and
that's awesome.
It'll be fine.
So I did a bad thing.
Yeah, I just love that she just was like, and then she's texted me. I'm like, just call me.
Yeah, just
is that okay? Yes, we'll figure it out. It's fine. But sorry. Anyway, so it was fun. What have you learned anything new recently?
No, I quit. No, I'm not trying to learn shit right now. I'm trying to just phase out and move on to the next thing. I mean, I sound grumpy about it. I'm not. But I'm not trying to learn anything new. I have to learn a new career. Nope, job, role, company.
Ooh.
Let me try that again. I have to learn a new company. Okay. So I've been listening to my homework and reading homework stuff. But yeah, no, I haven't learned anything new. At least, I mean, I'm sure I have. I just can I recollect. But how was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. A friend of mine adopted me and her family, and we went to a place called Epic Chop House, which is an epic steakhouse. They had a buffet, and it was really nice. I mean, on one hand, it was obviously much more convenient. It was tasty. And then you don't have any leftovers and no dishes, right?
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But, we went and had a round of margaritas at her mom's house and went and ate and hung out. So, yeah, it was a good day. How about you
we don't do traditional
adventure?
Either. I go out to see my mom and do like steaks and salmon and twice baked potatoes. And so I didn't have the steak, of course, but I did eat the twice baked potatoes, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But my mama makes them with sour cream, and I didn't know that. So, I mean, they were delightful, but like talk about for someone that's not eating dairy, like gut wrenching and 100% worth it. So worth it that I ate one the next day and did not even care.
Does anybody not make twice baked potatoes with sour cream?
Oh, me, I had no idea.
Oh,
I thought you just did mashed potatoes and then shoved them in.
I guess, yeah, maybe that's a thing. You're right.
Well,
but that's still butter.
Yeah.
Oh, you can have butter?
No, I'm just saying, like, when I used to make them in the past, like, I only made, like, butter, maybe a little cream, like heavy whipping cream or something. But yeah, my mom made them delightful. So it was just a week of, like, hanging out in Arizona in a pool and a hot tub and drinking wine and Fireball.
Fireball.
So my brother-in-law, I think it was his suggestion, and like it was, I don't even know. It was somebody's dumb idea. And of course, at some point in time, we're playing either Cards Against Humanity or Pick Your Poison or whatever. And this house had a pool table. She did an Airbnb because her house can't fit all of us, and darts. And one of the nights we were drinking, and like I was in rare form. I was like, I gotta be France, because all of the dart flags are like countries. I had to be France, and like then I had to put myself to bed because I was, it was like midnight, and I guess the boys, Josh and my brother-in-law, stayed up until fucking 4:30. I don't even know. I have never had tenacity like that,
Oh,
longevity in
really?
drinking. No, ever.
The the main time I remember is when I was in Panama City Beach, visiting a friend, and the bars are open until 4. So they don't even go out until like 11
Now, I will give you that.
because
Vegas and New Orleans are like that. If like we're up doing activities, I'll stay up. But there's no like I don't just hang out at like a house. You know what
mm,
I mean? But yeah, it was a good week. We had a lot of fun, and it was fine. It was fun. We didn't do
that's
traditional
great.
dinner. I did make the vegan cheesecake again, or I'm sorry, vegan pumpkin pie, which was
Mm,
delightful.
that's lovely. I made nothing. That's where I'm at, and I'm okay with it.
Yep. Well, I mean, not having to deal with that. I mean, I do enjoy cooking. Josh is home for the next month, which is very nice. So I
Hmm.
made dinner this week, and kind of had the opportunity. But it's funny when you're so used to, for I don't know what, nearly 2 years of him being gone a lot. Um, but like the fridge is empty. I went to the store on Sunday. It is bare because I only get enough for like the recipes, and I usually have some left over anyways, because when it's just me, either I don't cook one of the recipes like or one of the dinners I planned, or I don't care because Olive doesn't eat any of that. So like I don't. She wants like 6-year-old stuff, nuggets
Mm.
or mac and cheese or whatever, carrots. So she doesn't want salad or spaghetti squash. So I'm just not used to it. I went in there today. I was like, oh, I forgot to turn the crock pot on, babe. Like, we're going to have to order out. And I looked in the fridge and I was like, what was I going to put in the crock pot? 4 carrots? Like, we ate everything. So it's good that we got some takeout. So, yeah, you know,
I've been doing better with like nope, I'm going to figure out something to eat from the food that I own that I feel like isn't food, but it is food.
from the food that I
Like the
own.
random conglomeration of things.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, it came out of a necessity back in the day to save money. And now, I mean, I do like it. I do like to cook and, um, make meals for us, but not alone. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to make a nice
mhm.
dinner for myself. I don't care. I just sit with the
And
kiddo
you
and
have
eat
another
something.
adventure coming up, it sounds
I
like.
do. It's Monday starts Arcus. I'm very excited about it. I got my new computer, which is just beautiful. It's this MacBook Pro, like a 13-inch screen. It's huge. Like I had to, like the regular G or Chrome window, like I had to pull it all the way open because there's so much more room for activities. And I get to go to New York soon for it. Well, it's just kind of timing. So I'm going out there for like kickoff, their pro bono day, their our pro bono day, um,
Mm.
holiday party, the New York World Tour, and I get to go see the Rockettes. I bought tickets for that. Uh,
That's super
I'm very
fun.
excited. Selena texted me because she's out there too, and she's like, "Oh my god, do you want to see the Rockettes?" I was like, "Yep, I 100% do." Yeah, so I'm very excited. It's gonna be
That's
fun.
fun.
I love New York
Thanks,
City.
Ohana. Well, let's go see the Rockettes.
I'm excited about the world tour. The only one I've ever been to was LA, and that was like 5 years ago. Like it was right when Trailhead
Nice.
was kind of newish. So they didn't even have the Trailhead Zone, I think like like the same year, but a couple trailheads after, I'm sorry, world tours after they did.
World tours after. Hmm.
And it's been a while, and now they're kind of a thing. Like it wasn't just like an ad hoc
Oh yeah.
trying to bring in customers. Like it's a for real deal thing. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been to the one in Atlanta for the I don't want to say every year for the past few years, but this year I have a project. The next phase of my project is kicking off. Surprise, next week. So I cannot go to Atlanta to the world tour, which is a bummer, but that's all right.
Bullocks.
I know. But if you're thinking of like, I wish this person would be speaking at a world tour because they're so great and they're smart and teach me things, then you could nominate them as an MVP now.
They are open. The
Hmm.
noms are open. How do you feel? Ooh, trigger
What?
warning, controversial topic.
Yes,
Might be
ma'am.
dramatic. How do you feel about the, oh, I'm losing the word, like, trying to gather
Campaigning.
campaigning, exactly.
So there is a part of me that realizes that if you've ever had to do a self review every year,
So annoying.
it's sometimes hard to remember the things that you've done. And we're all pretty self deprecating,
Mhm.
I think, except for maybe not, but between you and I, we certainly are. So I can, to me, I guess it depends on what your reasoning is. And, when we talk to Stephanie, I think, we all kind of have had those moments of, but I'm great. Don't other people see that
Yeah,
I'm
right?
great?
I wanna be the awesome admin. Yeah.
But I guess it depends on why you're trying to do it. So back in the day when I was, I had Jackie as my MVP kind of coach. There was a program that they ran that was kind of like um, aspiring MVPs and giving them coaching. Um, and it really stuck with me. A lot of what she was saying, I was kind of approaching it as my goal is to become an MVP, and I, I was thinking of it that way for the right reasons. In that, getting that means that the things that I'm doing are being recognized, as opposed to I'm doing those things to become an MVP. And I think that's kind of the important distinction.
It's a fine
Mhm.
line though too. Like I feel like I'm kind of against the mentorship. I feel like that's a grooming thing and it seems weird and
Yeah, and
skeevy
it's
to
not as
me.
much a thing anymore. And to be honest, I mean,
No,
she leads the user group here now, and she and I were friends anyway, so it was just a more formal
totally.
engagement. But yeah, I think it was encouragement to keep doing the things I was doing. But I mean, we've also
I agree.
talked about
So
before that you have to find a way to give authentically that's going to be sustainable for you. But I also am of the
mhm.
opinion, okay, great. So some person campaigns to get MVP because it helps them get a different job, or because reasons. Like, yes, that's not the point and that sucks, but it's not sustainable either. So it's not
Yeah.
going to work out for them. So
So I mean I want to sit on my ivory tower and say campaigning and shooting to be MVP is not the point. But look, I wanted that back in the day. I did and I would be telling falsehoods if I said wanting to be an MVP is the wrong way to go about it. Now, again, with talking about the fine line, giving back because you
mhm.
want to, like joining, leading a user group or, doing whatever you Salesforce Saturday or Trailhead for All because you just really love the community. And subsequently, it'd be really freaking nice if you could also be with the other group working really hard. That's fine, I think, but if you're like, "I want this name, this status, what do I do to get there?" Well, that's your kinda your cart before the horse. Like, do the thing, and then it's okay, I feel like, to be like, "Hey, I kinda want this." I've been running a user group, and I've been running Salesforce Saturday, and I've been doing a ton of charity work, and I speak a lot, and I love it, and I do it because I love it, but you know what'd be cool, super cool and nice if I could also be recognized. I feel like that's okay. It's okay to say, "I desire
Right.
that, and I want that." But backing into it is I want this title and this status and the things that come with it. How do I get there? It's kind of like, well, okay, but I mean, I don't know. I hate to be judgy about it in general because I feel like it's easy for someone that's already had a status
Sure.
or already been where I am to say that doesn't matter. I had a conversation with someone today. There's just was a struggle about X, Y, and Z. And I was like, meh, don't worry about doing that in the community anymore. And then I stopped myself and I realized, well, I mean, that's easy for me to say. I've done the things and I've gotten to create a little placehold for myself. So it's easy for me to disregard maybe somebody's position when it's like something that really matters to them. And so I don't want to discredit and nobody listening, please don't think I'm judging at all. And I feel like if you want to be that, it's okay to want that. Just make sure that your want is because you love us all so much and you just, want to figure out how you can, share
Yeah,
your
and I guess
love.
it depends too on what you think it means. And what I mean, to be honest, it's gotten me some like lifelong great friendships. More than,
100%.
and also groups of people that I can go to and ask questions to about Salesforce stuff. But um if anything, I think it makes sense. I almost look at it from the other direction, that only you are choosing who you want to nominate. And so if someone's campaigning and you don't like it, then you don't have to nominate them. But if someone has helped you and they come back and remind you that they helped you because they're interested, and kind of like you said, if they talk about coming from it from a certain place, I think I'm okay with that. I don't want a list of people that someone else is telling me are good people that I should nominate. But if you come back to me and you're like, hey, remember when we worked on this thing, and I really feel like I've been doing X, Y, and Z, and it'd mean a lot to me if you could nominate me, like I would consider that, because I forget.
Yeah. And the other thing I think is funny is you mentioned like jobs and, people wanting it for job status. I have had prospective companies or whatever, like, oh, you're an MVP. And I giggle because it's community involvement. I could suck at the platform, like literally suck ass. I could build the shittiest things all day, every day. The MVP is about the community, about what it means to give back, to give of your time for free, of your weekends and your nights because of the love. So when an employer is like, no, I see you're an MVP, that comes with a lot of status. I'm like, but does it? I don't even know how to build flows, sir. Like, I can hardly build a flow to save my ass. Like, I am not, you don't know that I'm an asset. I could suck, like way suck. So that's the only part that kind of makes me giggle. And that's just because like employers they know that it's a thing, but they don't necessarily know that it's a community thing. It really doesn't, like, no one is like, here, can you take a release exam on your MVP? It'll be like, oh my God, on what?
Well, and like I say, one of the life-changing things for me about becoming an MVP has been people in my life, one of whom is, you. And one of whom, I know, is Stephanie Foerst. So we had a great debate on our last episode, even though I was right and knew the answer, about how her last name is pronounced. And so
I still say it right.
So
anyways, I digress. You will hear.
Surprise. Yes, we invited Stephanie to come talk with us about her experiences with Salesforce, and she is a rock star in Atlanta. From the first Southeast Reunion, where she wasn't on the team, but she ran the WIT group and planned a Women in Tech event that blew up the first night. And it was a really
in a good way or a bad
way?
In
a good way. It was really popular, and it was really good. Of
just
like we didn't really think about having it. There was no official after party ish kind of thing, and so it just became like there's this WIT event, and like let's go. And Mary Scotton was there, and it was great. So she definitely is my my Atlanta Sherpa, because she's hip to the Atlanta groove. So now she's on the Southeast Dreaming team. So I basically talked to her a lot. But let's have you talk to her some too.
Yeah, me too. Heyo, welcome to the podcast, Stephanie.
Hello.
Heyo. Ooh, spit guard.
I think you should say some really spitty things.
Yeah.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, pickled peppers, or purple, whatever. That's how I say. For those of you that can't see me, I have a new spit guard on my microphone because, I don't know, I'm spitty. I don't know. It looks proper. Everyone seems to have proper setups these days, and I'm trying to
just to like, you realize we already would have gone through our intro before this point. So like, would you not have said that ever? You would have just waited for Stephanie to say that, and then
maybe, I don't know.
I'm just.
You mean about the spit guard?
Because you can't go backwards now. We're doing the middle chunk first.
Hey, I can edit the fuck out of some shit. Let me tell you.
We also didn't warn Stephanie at all about anything, so.
Yeah. I mean, she knows us, though. I mean, I feel like we come with a good old generic, generalized warning label.
General warning, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I had a friend that told me that when I first met her. We were in a pool, and she said, I just really feel like you should come with a warning label. I was like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
By the way, I definitely took my new driver's license picture just like this today.
With the head.
With your hand in your face?
No fucking makeup. With this, whatever this guy is that he's doing here.
Are you allowed to smile?
Yeah. But I tried to stick You had to retake it because I tried to stick my chin out too far to have less chins.
Hey, don't brush that off. There's a reason. I'm not allowed to smile. You're not allowed to smile in our IDs.
That's
so
your
I look like a
passport
convict.
photo, I thought.
No,
But you can actually smile some in passport photos now.
Oh.
So they're going to switch it up. And I said, why? And he said, it's for face recognition. And I laughed. And then he had to redo the photo. But I said, don't you feel like if the face recognition can see that I'm a serial killer with no smile, but not with one, we have a problem with the software. And he was like,
always blame it on the software.
Yeah, he just had nothing. He was like, I don't think that is actually probably the answer. I think that's probably what he's been told to say. And when I was like, that doesn't make sense for, technology reasons. And he's like, I just hate you, number 357. Like, just go. Please go. Can I call up the next number, please?
I do like that they've given, now there's like letters and number combinations, which probably have some basis in actual fact. Like certain people only do certain letters worth of things. But it also helps you have no idea how soon you're coming up or not.
Yeah, totally.
Like, it's not sequential anymore. There's, you're D447, but we're taking care of C82 right now. So,
and next it will be B89.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just at the DMV this week because my temporary tag expired on my car October 30th. So, November 27th seems logical. I was busy. But yeah, you sit there.
No judgment zone.
Well, I got the little thing in the mail that said, you can do it online, skip the line. And the temp tag expired October 30th. I was like, sweet, I have till that day. But no, you don't. You have until 30 days after buying the car, which was actually the 15th. So then it screwed me all up. And I was like, I'm not going in. Ever.
Why do they send that thing like 3 months in advance? Obviously, I'm going to lose it and forget.
My only motivation for being an adult in that is that I don't have to go. Because if I miss, you get a month grace period, but if I miss it, then I fucking have to go. And I don't ever want to go to the DMV.
Guess what, guys? I'm official tissue now. I got a real ID.
I don't know what that means.
It means my ID is going to have a gold star on it. And it's much more acceptable.
Yeah.
I will be able to fly with my driver's license.
Like fly planes? Yeah. That seems dangerous for you.
No.
Do you even know?
Just get on the plane.
She'll
be able to get on the plane.
So there's certain states where I don't understand exactly what happened.
Yeah, the troublemaker states.
Yeah, they decided like your ID process like isn't legit enough, so we're not going to count those as federally recognized IDs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
As of 2020 or something.
Yeah, they extended it. I think it was supposed to be already.
Yeah, because it was hard, I'm sure, for people to do. What's that? We just interrupted you with logic, but
no, I think they extended it, like the deadline.
Yeah, because everyone's going to procrastinate. If you don't have to get renewed, why would you want to go to the DMV to get your real ID? As long as you have a passport, you can still fly, but Americans don't really take their passports unless they're going international. So there's going to be fucking morons at the airport that like literally there's been signs there since last year in the security line.
Well, there's still people that try and take a full bottle of shampoo. And I was like, is this, please.
Go back to your hole.
Just go to a separate line and stop fighting with TSA. They are minimum wage paid. They are just doing what they're just, stop fighting with them. They don't make the rules.
Right. They don't. They just, follow through.
So what I said earlier that no one will know because I'm going to edit it out is I like how we introduce our guests and then like just hardly talk to her for like a good full minute or two. We're like, let's talk about us and our ID woes and my spit screen. Stephanie, you know how much I adore you.
No,
let's just get it out of the way. Let's talk about your last name. Pronounce it. Please.
Talk about my last name. Okay.
Pronounce it, please.
My last name is pronounced Foerst, like first, second, third, fourth.
Mm-hmm.
It is Germanic Austrian. So there we go. It's not a forest. I'm not a bunch of trees.
Nope, it's not forest.
You can see me through the trees, in the trees, around the trees. There's nothing tree-like about me. But yeah.
I insist on calling you Foerst and over-pronunciate the Foerst because it is still first Foerst. Foerst.
No.
Have
Good
you
try though?
Have you been to your Germanic roots?
I've only been in Germany for a very short period of time, not the area that my dad's family is from.
Would you like us to call you Smythe?
Sure.
No.
It's not my name. I didn't come with it. I got a new one. We're good. Ellsworth was much more fun to make fun of.
Yeah.
Because you have Smellsworth, Ellsworthless,
Oh,
Melsworth.
Mel's.
Yeah. It was grade school. Good times. Good
Yeah.
kid. He was a good kid.
Yeah.
Good asshole of a kid. And tell us.
You're not upset about it.
I mean, it sticks with you. I was leaving La Petite and he's like, Bile's worthless. It's because he liked me. You know, that whole adage.
That's what they say.
They're only abusive if they like you. Go females. Please tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your journey, how you are where you are in the first of this world.
Well, one thing I noticed about you is you're a pretty dedicated employee. Like I feel like you're of an older generation that stays at jobs.
Yeah, I was at my last company for almost 10 years. And that's where I got into Salesforcing. It started off in training education. I have a master's degree in instructional design and technology. And I interned there, and then I got a job there, worked in the education department of 2. And like every year and a half, my title and position changed. It went from like education to like education and marketing to, oh, hey, you helped us out with this other like ticketing system before, and we're going to do the Salesforce thing with our sales department. And you're going to do it. It was 2011. I was like, I don't know what that is. Okay.
Sure.
We did our 30-day trial, and smack dab in the middle of our 30-day trial was Dreamforce. And like our sales guy was like, oh yeah, we'll get you a free ticket. You should come out. And at that point in time, Dreamforce was small enough that I could book a hotel in San Francisco for under $200 a night 2 weeks before Dreamforce. Unheard of, I know. And go out there, and I drank the blue Kool-Aid, fell in love with it. I was like, this is the thing that I always wanted to do, but I didn't know what it was. And then about a month later, we signed our Pardot contract as well. So then I was doing Salesforce and Pardot. But then I was also doing a lot of marketing stuff from things like packing stuff up for trade shows and stuff. So we only did Salesforce with our sales department. We had the potential for a really large service cloud implementation. Really large is like 50 people. That was most of the company, though. Yeah, it was most of the company. And I was like, are you going to do this? And they're like, no, we're going to push it off another year. I was like, well, this is what I want to do all the time instead of packing up and dealing with trade show shipments and other stupid things like that. So I found another job that does Salesforce full time, and that's where I'm at now.
Hey, thanks for showing me this system. Sorry this didn't work out for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Where'd you go after that?
But I'm still in contact with the head of sales who did that for me. And like when I made MVP a few years ago, I got the Awesome Admin Award. I thanked him and for giving me the opportunity to come across this awesome tool and awesome people.
And where are you now?
I think Stephanie was one of the first people I knew that had the golden hoodie. Well, even before there was a golden hoodie.
Yeah, that's true. I got Awesome Admin before the golden hoodie existed.
Did you retroactively?
And
okay. I was like, come on.
Yeah, at Dreamforce 2017, they gave it to all the past winners who were there. So we went in from like, I don't know, less than probably 10 people actually having the hoodie to, 40 or so.
And they gave 2018 Dreamforce, they gave them golden hoodies for their Astros.
Oh, it's a whole new Astro that has a golden hoodie, and it's reversible just like the actual golden
my
hoodie.
Jealousy runs so deep, I just can't even.
I also have the limited edition financial services Astro.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. Funny story about Awesome Admin Award. When I was running the SoCal WIT group, so this is probably like 3 or 4 years ago, I got an email. It's like before MVP, before anything. And I misread it because I'm a fast reader because I don't really care about a lot of the words. I just need the meat. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. But what I had read was like, tell me about you being an awesome admin. But I was like, oh, but I was like, slow down, calm down. My Salesforce is emailing me. And it was like, can you tell us about someone in your group or someone that you know that would be good for the awesome admin? And I was like, yeah, sure. Yup. I do. I know a couple people. They'd be really great for it.
That was me too. So I got that email before I got my Awesome Admin Award because the World Tour was coming up. So it was probably November. It was a December World Tour. And they're like, hey, we want to see if you know anybody in the Atlanta community who would be great for this award. And so I emailed back with a few names. And then they gave me a call. And like the whole time I was like, but what about me?
but I'm an awesome admin. Yeah, totally.
But of course I didn't say that. And so they gave me a call. I forget who it was. And she's like, yeah, so thanks. And then she's like, oh, I just want to talk about you. Oh yeah, so guess what? We're actually giving it to you. I was like, ah! I was in my car driving home.
Oh my God, thank God.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you've been a user group leader for a while too, right?
Yeah, I started the Atlanta Lit and Atlanta Pardite user groups just a few months apart, like 4.5 years ago, because it was right about when I started my current job.
Yeah. Was it still Girly Geeks then?
And the first?
Yes, it was still Girly Geeks then. It was right when they were kind of like starting a lot of chapters across the world and stuff.
Back in the day.
What's your new company?
What?
I just talk faster. Sorry. Where are you at now? Working wise.
I am at Green Sky. We're a financial services company. We help.
Green Skies at night.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh.
You might have seen a large, not billboard, I guess, a large Stephanie on the wall. That sounds wrong too. It was a poster? It was a...
Yeah, it was like a big poster, like 5 feet tall.
There you go. At the financial services area at Dreamforce 2018.
Yep. 2 of my coworkers.
3 women on a poster. It was awesome.
So when I was in the financial services lodge, I went up to, they had a game booth table where you would answer questions about financial services companies and Salesforce, and you would spin the ball to win a prize. That's where you could get the financial services Astro. I walk up to the desk and this lady sitting there, she's like, hey, I know you. And I was like, okay. She's like,
but do you?
You work for one of our customers, Green Sky. I was like, yeah, why? She's like, oh, I did the photoshopping on your poster.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, so you really know me.
Yeah.
I know all the pores in your face.
So then I had to go through and play the game, and they had to pull. There was nobody there. They had to pull in a Salesforce employee to play against me, so I could not spin the vault because the vault was broken, but I could go behind the vault, and they gave me all the prizes.
Yeah.
Aww.
Like, what was the best? I was like, go on. I didn't really get a lot of swag this year, so we got swag envy.
Oh yeah, I got a T-shirt that has a vault on it.
Cool.
Socks, maybe, and Astro.
Socks. Doesn't need socks.
Yeah.
So what do you like about it? Like you mentioned, you kind of found the thing that you didn't realize you'd been looking for. Like, what is it for you that makes it the nerdy best?
I think it's the ability to really make changes in the way people work and I want to say live, but not really. But yeah, I mean, being able to make improvements to people's lives through how they work, and just like, oh hey, well, I rebuilt this report for you, and now it has all the data you need, and you're now saving 10 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And the ease of being able to do a lot of it. And then also the business side of it. I have a BBA in MIS, so I took coding classes in college, but also took finance classes and management classes and other business classes. So it's really kind of like a combination of all that stuff. And it even pulls in a lot of my instructional design technology education as well, like just putting together like a training document for somebody on some new feature you've put out. Like, okay, how's the best way that they're going to learn this? Oh, teach me, show me, let me try it, that type of thing.
Did they move over to the financial services cloud?
We are not on financial services cloud.
It's kind of new, right? In the last year?
It's kind of new, and it's been mainly for like wealth management type firms the past. And the way Green Sky works is that we work with a network of home improvement merchants and healthcare providers who offer loans. So we're not actually working directly with loan customers. So we're in financial services, but it's a little bit of a different setup than like a bank.
You help the loans?
Financial
adjacent. You help get them the loans?
So yeah, we like do loans. We kind of like service loan and work with the bank partners that helping provide us money for the loans. But we don't go out to you, be like, hey, get a loan for your home improvement project. Your kitchen contractor would be like, hey, well, I know you really wanted those better cabinets and countertops. I can help you get a loan so you can do that.
Oh, I get it. I like it. They do that with your teeth back in the, before you had like good insurance. It was like, hey, you have a bunch of dental work you want to get done. Here's some credit, like care credit. Okay, I get it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And goodbye. Thanks for coming out. What you drinking?
Wine.
That's an important question.
What kind?
It's a Tempranillo.
I do love me a Tempranillo. I do. It's Spanish.
No, I don't know.
It's a little spicy.
Oh, a little real.
Yeah.
Yes. I had some Pinot Noir in a blend last night. Okay, so I got home from Thanksgiving week, which is just really like drunk fest. My mom rents an Airbnb in Arizona. My stepsister goes out, and her husband's usually my stepbrother too. There's a pool, there's a hot tub, and we just eat and drink and are married. So then I come home and I'm like, all right, I got to dry out. Like I'm just, oh my God. So I make that commitment. It's like Saturday we fly home, and I was like, if I could just make it to like Thursday or Friday, because I had a couple happy hours planned. Then my week kind of exploded. Apparently, even though it's my last week at Blue Wolf, they still need me to do things and execute them correctly.
What?
Super fucking annoyed me. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go into like the details of what I feel like a lot of their missteps are with their documentation and not a lot of processes. Like everyone's going rogue. But basically, it was like a Groundhog's Day of the same conversation I was having and modifying like a fifth version of a project plan. Now, mind you, the project is done on Friday. So they wanted me retroactively to redo a project plan. And I lost my shit. Lost it. And was yelling at my manager because I was so mad. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, take a breath. If you could calm down. And I was like, yeah, tell me to calm down. I dare you. So needless to say, I was super fucking frustrated. And I was like, I've stayed longer than I needed to. And nobody said thank you. And he's like, everyone's appreciative. We really appreciate you. Like he was being very kind, but I was so frustrated. But I mean, the long and short of it.
You handle a bomb delicately, Melinda. Like once you realize it's about to go off, you get very
right. And he's like British and like extra kind and like was like just like not sure how to deal with the person that's usually really joyful on the phone that was like yelling at him. And he was like, and then of course the poor guy, I pinned him in a corner because I said, I just feel like something. And then I said something else. And he said, let's not worry about that. And I was like, worry about how I feel? He was like, no. That's not what I said. So take it down a notch. Well, They just really the long and short of it is the client is signing an extended contract. So we just want to make sure everything was done well and done right. But it felt like, well, it felt dumb to me. It felt like you were asking me to do shit that I thought was stupid and which was not doing well. But that was Tuesday. And then I was like, I'm getting a wine. And I got a really nice Pinot Noir and I made it 2 whole days.
I just think it's one of the side effects of having a roommate that I didn't really realize is that sometimes that there's no, this is a good thing, but like sometimes you bought a bottle of wine, but now it's gone because sometimes there's wine you didn't buy.
That's very kind of you guys.
Stephanie has a face
No, it's nice of you
of
to
a comment.
share.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, I think I would ask. I mean, do you guys ask?
Well, it's yes, most of the time,
Yeah.
yes. But I think that the trouble for me, this is so whiny, of all the things, I bought the big one, right? And in my mind, that's going to last me like all week, which I realize it's not, but it's at least going to last me more than one day. But then, like, I get that you don't want to open another one because there's
Yeah.
already one open. But then when there's 3 people,
Yeah.
it goes faster, you know?
I say birthday stick.
So, thus, I'm having a Bloody Mary. That's the end of that story. No,
I always associate it with breakfast brunch.
well, I'm a trailblazer. And I have some Zing Zang.
Dang.
And I got a handle of Tito's. And
What's your favorite booze there,
My,
Foerst?
what's my favorite booze?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's go
like
right now.
red wine a lot and bubbles because bubbles are awesome. And I like tiki drinks because they're fun.
Yeah, are fun.
Yeah, we
Come
just had
here. We
one
have a fun
open.
tiki lounge.
Yeah, we just had one open here that I need to go to. And one of our tiki bars has turned into a Christmas tiki bar as of like today for the next month. So I need to hit that fun stuff up.
listen, if I'm going to go back to a tiki bar with y'all, I need an escort. Like I need a wrangler.
Well, I mean, that's us. We can all
Do you need
be
a
handlers
sober
for each other.
wrangler?
Oh, no. Oh, then no. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tap out.
Just in terms of, decisions and life choices.
I'm not sure why you're looking at either one of us. You have seen our like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
No,
right?
but I'm just saying, at the MVP party is the last time I had
well,
the
they're
tiki
made
drinks,
with lots of strong rum.
and they went down really easy.
So
yeah.
I love rum. I love rum in tiki drinks or on location in islands. Speaking of, are you going to come on the cruise with us?
Wow, just put the pressure on there, Melinda.
I mean, it's just a podcast. You're not going to commit you to it.
I don't know yet. I think I'm going to some combination of southern France, Italy, and Greece for 2 weeks in May. So that might eat up most of my vacation.
Oh, nice.
Stephanie's a great world traveler. She's got a
I'm
fun
going
trip
to
coming
Cuba
up.
in a few weeks.
Where are you going?
Speaking of drinking rum.
Oh, I'm so jealous. How?
Coming home with lots of them.
Didn't they put the restrictions back? Did you have to justify your trip?
Yeah, well, they modified them some. So like, as I can fly there direct from Atlanta, and as such, like I can't just go and lay on the beach and drink rum and do nothing else. There's like 7 or 8 reasons as to why you are going to Cuba, and so one of them is to like learn about the Cuban culture and people. So that is what I'm doing. I'm going to learn all about the Cuban people and culture and go around Cuba, not just stay in Havana. I will drink some rum, but I won't just sit on the beach.
It's very much like a timeshare. Like, you can come to this fun place, but you're going to listen to our shit first.
Yes, yeah. It has to be
That's
educational.
Awesome,
you gotta learn something. We basically stay in Airbnbs, like the Cuban equivalent of Airbnbs the entire time. So houses and stuff like that throughout it instead of hotels. Because there are actually hotels and restaurants that are run by the Cuban government, so not allowed to go to them as an American. The U.S. government does not like that because it's directly supporting the Cuban government.
And you have to like save all your receipts for X years or something, and they can.
Yeah, they said the tour company I'm going with says all my documentation, paperwork I need to save for like 5 years, in case the U.S. government wants to ask me some questions.
Did you just go drink on the beach? Don't lie to me.
No,
what year was Cuba founded? Tell me.
Did you learn the salsa?
I don't know, but here's the band pigs.
I would love to go with my camera. I mean, the little piece of them that has not been tainted by a lot of companies and
McDonald's is.
Yeah, I mean, the cars, the fact that they keep the cars up, like, I would just go crazy with my camera for sure. That's awesome. When is
Yeah,
it?
we're doing a tour in those cars in Havana. I leave on the 15th, so the day after I do automation hour.
Ooh, good
Ooh.
shameless plug. I like that. What are you talking about at
Tell
animation
us
hour?
more.
I'm not entirely sure at this moment. I have
Automated
some
things?
You do
ideas.
some awesome flow
I got
things.
that figured out.
It's
So,
funny because yeah,
flows. Talking
in
about
my
flows.
mind, you're still like
Ooh,
my Pardot person I ask questions to, but like you know a lot of flow things. I mean, you know a lot of things in general.
this
Yeah,
is true.
yeah. I was really big into Pardot for a while, but I am not in marketing, and so our marketing team took that over. So it's not really something that I deal with and touch that much. But I mean, I still keep my pulse on what's going on in Pardot and what's changing, and which is awesome. But there's not always a lot. So I mean, a lot of the product is still the same as when I was working in it day to day 5 years ago. Um, so yeah, I'm not just the Pardot person. I do a lot of admin stuff. I write code from time to time as well. So
Fancy.
How do you? I
yeah,
feel like you know. This is gonna sound so silly, but like I feel like you know things. Like, how do you go about solving problems in ways of? I'm just thinking of your theater session at Dreamforce, right? That the custom permissions that I can never remember the name of. Like that's a sneaky
yeah,
thing that's not widely known, I guess, but it it's totally what you need in certain scenarios, right? So I guess how do you
yeah,
kind of approach those kinds of problems? I don't know if that was a great question, really.
Is that different than permission sets for our
Yeah.
listeners?
yes, yeah. Custom permissions are granted through either profiles or permission sets, but it's just a way to say like, hey, you that gets this permission through either way, you can do this one like certain thing that it's not just edit a field or have access to a visual force page or an app. Um, it can be like you can use them in validation rules to say like this person can bypass a validation rule. You can also use custom settings. I know a lot of people do that for that type of thing. You can also use it in processes and process builder to the same kind of like validation. You say like, oh, this if this person has it, then they meet the criteria. If they don't, then they don't meet the criteria. Um, my example in that was sending out case closure emails, but you can also use it to say uh, you can have a button on this visual force page and nobody else in the entire company will because you are super
Ooh.
That's
special.
what I think is the most interesting thing
Yeah.
about it, right? That it's literally like you make a record and you name it and then it's a thing. And then
Yep.
you
That's
like
it.
it's so super simple. And I don't want you to become the custom permissions person either, but I I feel like the release notes have gotten so long, and then you get
Yeah.
busy and you get kind of narrowed down your own tunnel. That how do you keep abreast of things that aren't exactly related to your work?
Yes, let's discuss your breasts.
um, I just with custom permissions themselves, I just remember hearing about them. Maybe like I saw them in the release notes a few years ago, and then a year and a half ago, I was like, I need to learn this thing because I don't know about it. And I looked at the documentation, and I was like, so I created this record. I was like, okay, what do I do next? What? This documentation is lacking. I give up and like threw up my hands and walked away. I was like, I got other stuff to do. But then I had some situation. I was like, I think I need to go back to that thing because I think this will make my life better. And I revisited it and I was like, that was really all I needed to do. Is you just create a record and you give it an awesome name.
Fun. I want to do that. Oh my God, I get to do stuff soon. Yay. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, how do you learn new things like that, Melinda? Like, how do you keep yourself?
One of two things, either out of need, like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about here, or like you said, like, hey, I heard that one thing, that thing sounded kind of cool. I'll go figure it out. Or if I do have like that small downtime that's not really committed to something else, like maybe I'll just jump in and learn like a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Most of it comes out of necessity or hearing from people in the community that mention like a custom permission or I'm trying to think of something that I heard of earlier in the year, and I was like, I bet that thing would work. So really, like, I guess word of mouth
Mm.
to find the new thing and learn about it, because I won't read the release notes and I don't do Trailhead as much as I used to. And I get to learn. I'm definitely with the new role get to learn a lot of NPSP. I'm gonna say right.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I would say that it's definitely necessity based
Interesting.
currently.
Maybe I'm just feeling like I haven't been doing that as much
Yeah.
recently as much as I used to. So I'm just curious how other people kind of like I do feel like I've talked on the back in the podcast day of,
Mhm.
like you have to make time to listen to webinars about things you don't even understand
You did say that.
because you might need to know it later or, like but I just I don't think I do that anymore.
Well, you get busy.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's harder to learn. I don't know, maybe
I got a side project or pet project that I've been working on. And so that's
Mm.
where I've been learning a lot of stuff is just working on that to make that work. And it's not something I do during like the 8 hours at work, although I still do it after work. It's just something I'm working on the side for the company to improve something.
Like
I will say as a user group leader, like trying to do meetings with on the release notes or like a
mm,
release helps me learn some shit like, oh shit. So I like because I have to turn around and talk to it, or even just the release trailhead because you kind of get deep down in there. But like if you don't at least learn some of the new stuff, and like you have to at least kind of pay attention.
mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, most again, still out of necessity. I read the abbreviated versions of release notes or Google because I'm about to tell people about it, and that's a necessity.
Maybe I need to commit myself to something so that I can force myself to learn. Hmm.
I'll just send you stuff every once in a while. Tell me about this.
There you go.
Learn me. I listened to one of David Liu's Apex videos. It's very like soothing to listen to. I was like, he should be an Audible reader. Oh, this is very nice. But yeah, I didn't finish it.
I know a bunch of smarties
Life.
who have done some Pluralsight stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see them at events, they give out codes for free Pluralsighting if you're not an FP and
Mm-hmm.
therefore don't have them. So next time they're at a Dreamin' event, because we want them to sponsor Dreamin' events.
Yes. What's your next Dreamin'
Everyone
event?
should sponsor Dreamin'
Oh,
events.
funny you should ask, Melinda.
Thanks.
Stephanie is a rock star leader on the Southeast Dreamin' team. She talks to.
Wait, what Dreamin'?
Southeast
I'm
Dreamin'.
fucking with you. Go on.
The only
she's
one.
An ass.
Southeast Dreamin'.
Atlanta, March 21st and 22nd. So basically, we get the eastern half of the country if you want to come to a Dreamin'. If you're on the western half of the country, you can come because we love you, but you also could go to Salt Lake to Snow Forest because it's over the same dates.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of acceptable because Davina and Evan and their team are great too. It's fine.
Fine. If you don't want to spend all the money. And Northeast Dreamin' is
Yeah.
this week? Is happening now? Am I?
I'm sorry, India is happening or has just
Did
happened.
you say Northeast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Northeast was last week. So what events are on your radar for next year, Stephanie Foerst?
What events am I going to? Southeast Dreamin' for sure. And probably Forcelandia again. And Northeast Dreamin', perhaps. My aunt and uncle live nearby
Okay.
to where it was held this year. So if it's held in the same place, I can go visit them and hit up Northeast Dreamin' too. And Dreamforce, and that might be it for 2019. Yeah, cut down a little bit. No, Lyndon's calling. I got a friend's wedding in March and Southeast Dreamin', so can't do that.
Okay. No Trailhead X, you don't think?
No, because I think I'm going to be out of the country.
Oh, well.
Ooh, when you were in France?
Yeah, France, Italy, Greece,
You know,
something.
She's like the huge, you know.
Yeah, Ibiza.
it is nice to be in a place where I think we can choose events to go to for strategic reasons. Like, oh, the event's in Denver. I will go to Melinda's house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm happy that there's more of them for that perspective to give some diversity. I know we're not necessarily the usual case that we are traveling to go to events versus trying to find one, nearest to us. But
There's so many now.
There are. There's going to be more in
have you
2000.
have you had some time to think about a Salesforce screw up that you'd like to share with us?
So how about a Pardot?
Close enough.
Even better.
That actually sounds really amazing. Let me adjust my headphones for this.
Well, there's a few, but my old company, we did IT for banks, managed service provider. We came out with a new email product, hosted email product. And so we put the email together to send it out to leads and stuff and did the testing, blah, blah, blah. Still managed to send out the emails with the variable tag being wrong for the first name at the beginning of the email. So I still remember like getting emails back like, oh, you're selling an email product and you can't even like do an email properly.
I would do that. I'm a dick. I would email you that.
So I definitely have a lot of grace for whenever I receive emails
Your
that have
first name?
something wrong with it. I'm like, I mean, it's okay. We all make mistakes. I also like once or twice. So back in the day with Pardot, we sent out test links to yourself, or you test emails to yourself, and you had a link in it. You click the link, and it just went to a page and was like, "Congratulations! This would go to this other page."
Oh,
But not actually go to the other page.
okay.
So you're like, okay, well, it goes someplace. And sent out an email that had a link to like a dead page or something because testing wasn't that great. And that's when I found out that you can have Pardot change where the link goes to in the back end in their database.
Ooh.
So like if you can get that ticket in, soon enough and they can act on it soon enough now. Like maybe the first 30 minutes of people clicking on links, it's not going to work, but everybody else after that, it does. But not a Pardot screw up, but with Pardot, that going back to the clicking on links and it going to a landing page that says, congrats, then not actually going to the end place. I had a Pardot employee come out to my work and just to learn about marketers and how they use Pardot so that they could better change things, improve things on the platform. And this was way back before it was purchased by ExactTarget. And so we go through and we spend a couple hours together. And he's like, so is there anything else? I was like, yeah, can I just complain about this one thing? And he's like, sure. I was like, okay, see this test link, you click on it and it goes to this page. I was like, that's great. But as a marketer, like really what I want to know is that it's going to the right end location. Like it's going to the right place in the end. He's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. What would you want it to do? Would you want it to like, so you can click on the link? I was like, I mean, at bare minimum, yeah, because right now you have to like copy and paste it. And he's like, or have it like auto like go to it. I was like, yeah, that would be amazing. Like, give me that congratulations screen and then like go to the end place. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I totally get that. I get an email like 22 hours later. Hey, Stephanie, go test it. And so I was like, okay. So I sent a test email. I was like, oh my gosh, it does both of them.
He's like, I'm freaking on it right now.
I was like, it wasn't even a full 24 hours and you made this change to the product because it was such a minor, like it was probably like 2 lines of code change to make that happen. But I was like, you just improved all these people's lives.
Look at that though. That's a great example too. If we're getting philosophical, right? Of like little things that can have a big impact that you can do.
And just ask.
Yeah.
Hey, this little thing, can you just fix this for goodness sake?
I mean, you shouldn't always expect such a quick turnaround time,
Right.
especially from Salesforce.
Caveat.
No.
Now, don't expect it from Pardot now. He was like, can you like not tell that story? Because I was like, I will never use your name. But it's still such an awesome story.
Now we know if you need something done, you ask Stephanie, and so I'm just
You'll make it happen.
Nah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for coming to play with us and have some drinks
Yeah,
and hang out.
fun.
have fun at the world tour.
Oh, thank you.
What are
yes.
you up to there?
Which
Atlanta.
one?
In Atlanta.
When is it?
In Atlanta. It's December 5th.
Perfect.
She's speaking twice.
You can find me in my Southeast Streaming t-shirt.
That's
I'm going to get me one. Wait, do commoners get one?
Not yet.
Oh. Ugh, fine.
Depends on how that budget turns out.
Right? Depends on how many more sponsors we bring on.
But you do know people.
That's true. Unless you want to commit to, if you want to sign an agreement that you will wear it to 5 Salesforce related events, then it's considered a marketing expense. And then I'm open to that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, we can take that.
Well,
we can take that offline. That's how we talk now. Yeah.
Have a lovely Christmas tiki season.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
I think the key takeaway there is that sometimes, all it takes to keep a woman happy is a little pasta.
Oh, yes.
And we all cry. I'm pretty sure the 3 of us each told a story about crying during that. So
I sent a message.
But it can be powerful still.
Oh, yeah. I like to cry, yell. So you've heard me say crying before, like crying and smiling. Mm-hmm. But I had a cry, yell moment this week. And I was like, could that be crulling? I think that's a thing now. Mm-hmm. Cry, yelling. It's crulling. I messaged a friend earlier this week at Blue Wolf that was like, I think with the exception of 2, in 2 years, I have been in tears at least once about every project.
Ooh.
And she was like, and I was mostly like self-deprecating humor, ha ha ha. Blah. And she was so sweet. She's like, well, you care about the project and you know what goes on and you care about your job performance. And I was like, you know what? It really is that. It's not so much like, oh my God, I care about this client so much. It's just mostly like I am frustrated to tears because either I feel like I'm not adequate or I'm not pulling my weight or I am maybe not given the tools to do it. But I don't know. It's kind of a sad, funny thing. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, so when we start on Monday at Arcus, we'll just start keeping a tally.
Okay.
Like, how many cries does Melinda have on projects?
Is the 1-to-1 ratio sustainable for the 2019 season?
I don't want it to be because I'm going to be on much more at a time. That's so much crying. I'm a crier anyways.
Well, thank you so much to Stephanie for joining us.
Yay.
I love that she's I love that she's evolved through roles but stayed at the same places, but really kind of gone after what she wanted to do and keep growing and keep using all the myriad pieces of background of education I didn't even know she had. So
yeah, right.
She's like a super smart.
Pants.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, she's also a super legit planner. So she's usually the one who I literally just am like, can I just show up and give you money and you tell me what to do? Yes, she can. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and we tried to harass her to come into the cruise.
We'll see.
Which, by the way, just as an update, I can't remember if I said this on the last show, but we have like 7 individuals names like booked or looking to book. I mean, obviously that's like double occupancy, yada yada. But you know, Tom was telling me that there's a lot of interest already, which I'm super happy about. I have a couple like personal friends outside of the community that are thinking about going as well. And again, it's just one of those like, come or don't come. Like, this is going to be great. But if not, like my vacation is not contingent on it. And then Mr. Bougie Pants, who's never been, I was telling him about this person that's going to come or might come. I don't want to blow their cover if they're not going to. And I said something. He was like, well, we have a balcony room, right? And I was like, yeah, we do. Relax, Bougie Pants.
It's because he wants to make sure we have a connecting balcony so he can come out with me.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he does. He's just like, I want all the nice things. I'm like, that's me rubbing off on you. You lived in a house with like no photos on the wall, like no art hung. in a country blue, and I probably told the story. And I said, why the country blue? His best friend is a painter. And he says, it's what Jerry had the most of. I was like, just so freaking practical.
Yep, I like
for no
it.
good reason.
To anybody who, obviously we espoused about our cruise on a past episode, but it is our pinned tweet on the Two Wit Twitter. If you want the link that will take you to, it's got a form if you're interested that will refer you to our travel agent who will help you book.
Hey, side note, Tom is fantastic. Tom's emailing
Etiquette?
stylistics, we'll call it. Yeah. It's like hard for me to follow. It's very staccato. It'll be like 4 words, new line, 4 words, new line, a sentence, full line, enter. And then he will send a completely new email as a follow-up if he has like something he wants to talk about on that email. So I'll have like 7 chains and I'm like, Tom, I don't know what's happening. Now, that probably won't help a lot to others because I was trying to put all of this stuff together. But still, it was definitely one of those moments where you're like, oh my God, you were in such a different role in life than I am. Oh my God, man. I was like, is this in purple? Why is this in purple? Why are you writing to me in purple?
So we're encouraging people to talk to Tom.
Yes. He's a wonderful gentleman. He has worked with my aunt for many, many years.
But also
years.
If any of you have gone to a Dreamin' event and they've encouraged you to book into their block, this is a similar piece, right? So we did bucket a group of rooms that have the best amenities that we could find. So
like kickbacks on board, like a $50 kickback, depending on how many people book, it could get up to $150 on board credit, which is nice because all your food's free. So 150 could just be booze or an excursion. I don't want to say that. I could be wrong. That might only apply to on ship.
Either way, book with Tom. You can book excursions through the ship, by the way. But let's not get into the details because that's not our forte. That
was last show.
What what kind of super favorite things have been going on in your life, Melinda? What do the people need to know?
The people, they need to know. So I watched the Netflix series Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is based on an Archie comic, but they made it a little darker. It is starring, I cannot think of her name, but she was the daughter in Mad Men. And
I really feel like you talked about this, but it's your so super favorite.
Shit, really?
I don't know. Do we have?
So I'm going to talk slowly as I go back through other.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Sorry.
Anyway, to who's it? So I watched a couple and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And I finished out the series and I was like, wait a minute, am I seeing this right? So I kept noticing little homages to past horror movies. And what tripped it for me is there is a scene with this like young guy, and he has a like almost like a crop jersey on, and he's laying in bed with his headphones on. And I was like, that's Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street. So then once I saw that, I kept seeing the similarities to other horror films. I saw lots of Poltergeist, and I went back and looked through. You looked up online, like, hey, little Easter egg ones. And I mean, clearly I wasn't the only one that noticed it. It was on purpose, blah, blah, blah. But the Poltergeist one that I noticed, mostly they didn't really call out. They did a little like, he's back, but there's a part with a string kind of tethering someone through like a tunnel, which is like very much the Poltergeist with the rope. And then what else did I notice? Exorcist, which is really, really evident. And Pet Cemetery. So when I noticed this, I like went and looked back, and there's actually a bunch of little nuggets I missed, but I enjoyed the show. It's a little dark. Some of the acting is a little hokey, but overall the ants are awesome. And I think if you've watched it, I wonder if you notice there is just a mixed, wonderful, beautiful blended family. Like people are sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles, and some have British accents and some are not of the same ethnicity. And it's just like everyone is just together. And I just really loved it. It was noticeable to me that it was just everybody together. And like some of the sisters from the other realm were, I cannot remember her name off the top of my head. But she's just a badass and gorgeous, and it was fun. And magic is fun. Like I loved Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I loved Bewitched and the Magicians, and I love all that magic stuff. And anyways, I really enjoyed it. I liked it anyways, but like once I saw the homages to the old films that I really loved, like those Poltergeist, one of my favorites, Exorcist, one that scared me the most, Nightmare on Elm Street, the one that gave me the scariest dreams the most, and Pet Sematary, I think I've said on the podcast, is the one my dad took me to see in the theater when I was far too young and seriously disturbed me. And I was like, oh my God, that's my movie. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess you get enough years behind you and you're like, that's my jam. And you're not crying or, wetting the bed anymore. But it was, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's a lot. I mean, if you are disturbed by a lot of devil talk, night worshiping type stuff, then it's definitely not for you. I mean, even if it's fiction, it's still like it's very the underworld.
Ooh. Apparently you haven't talked about it, so that was my bad. So sorry. So I had a moment of adulting, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to continue with Kindle Unlimited. Ooh. And this is the longest story ever to get to the fact that I looked up all these books and they're not on Kindle Unlimited. So I canceled it. And then I went on the library website, because remember how there's this place where you get free books? So
I'm suspicious of this. Go on.
I put holds on a bunch of books because you can do that. And then you don't have to go look for anything. You just show up and they're already there for you. And apparently no one else wants to read the things that I want to read that are in my Goodreads queue. So like the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I went and picked up like 8 library books. And so much of my Thanksgiving was spent reading, which is great for me. I love it. So,
and how many did you get through?
I'm currently reading 7 of 8, and it's the week after Thanksgiving. So yeah,
envious. I love that.
Yeah. So, some good. I got some Leanne Moriarty in there. This book, Eleanor and Park, which was actually really good. It was about high school kids, and just this like interesting relationship they form. And, I have a friend that works in, or worked for, a recorded books vendor. And so she and I are book nerds together. And so she'll tell me about stuff that I'll bookmark in Goodreads, or if I, read a review of a book, or, Chris Duarte randomly posts about the book she read, and I, on Twitter, that's happened, and I put it in my queue. So I don't always remember like who recommended something for me, but it's quite varied. So, varied amongst, I don't really read a lot of nonfiction, but I'm currently reading All the Light We Cannot See, which when I sent the picture of all my books, Miss Stephanie Foerst told me was really good. So bringing it full circle there.
I'm reading My Name is Lucy Barton. And I finished a book called It Ends With Us, and it was pretty good. I mean, there's some hokier moments. My bestie sends me books too. Okay. And she was like, did you like it? Because she sent it to me 2 Christmases ago, or maybe 1 or 2. And I said, I did. I said there was some kind of hokey part. She was like, look, I'm sorry. That is my fault for sending you a book and not reading it first. I'm like, no, I liked it. There's parts that I did like it. Like a deep eye roll.
You should also tell me books you like, and then I will put those in my queue too. And apparently I can get it for free from the library.
So this book is a Pulitzer Prize winning author that wrote Olive Kitteridge. That was like, I think, a show too with, I'm not going to get her name right. She was 2 billboards out of a place.
Nope.
Anyways, and she was also in Almost Famous, my favorite movie, please note. Also, my least Christmas song is Little Drummer Boy, also please note. So anyways, so this book is pretty good. I'm halfway through, and for some weird reason, and I don't know why I'm doing this, maybe because it's a shorter book, I was purposely not reading the back or the recap. Like, I don't want to know what it's about. I just want to, it's not usually my jam, but I was like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Just get in and read it and just be all willy-nilly.
Okay.
No expectations.
Well, if anybody listens to us and has recommendations of Well, that sounded real self-deprecating.
Anybody? Is anybody out there?
If you made it this far, feel free to recommend some fiction, fun, random, mystery, romance. I'll read mostly anything. More
same these.
And and that I think it's a good balance of using your brain at work and then coming home and using not your brain to not, it's not like I don't take a test at the end, but I also do read fast. So that's a skill that I provide in the world. And in the meantime, stay witty.